Good morning. There is a natural balance between two processes, two directions that we can call forgetting and remembering. These are inherent in the path of spiritual life, the path of self-realization. We all already know this. We do it every day, but mostly we don't notice it or think about it. Notice the fact that from the quiet of your own home, every day, like this morning for me, we arise, we leave the quiet of our home, and we go out into the world. That's one direction. So in my case this morning, I went out and took an early morning before sunrise walk, and also before rain, which it started doing now. And so we naturally move outward, and we all know this. We move outward into the world. And we, at the end of the day, or sometime during the day, we recede back inward into the quiet of our own home. I'm mentioning that only as a symbol of this process that we all already know. One of the foundation principles of yoga sadhana is avidya. Avidya. Vidya means knowing, and avidya means not knowing or forgetting. So we move outward and we forget our true nature. We forget that we are Atman, or pure consciousness. We move outward. And then what we're trying to do, listen to the way we commonly use language. Often people will talk about spiritual awakening. So what is it that we're trying to do? We're trying to awaken from having fallen asleep. It's the same process of forgetting and then remembering. And what we can attempt to do is remember right in the middle of the time that we're moving outward. We can remember vidya, or truth. We can remember vidya right in the middle of moving outward into the external world, instead of moving outward into the external world and forgetting and getting swallowed up by the dramas of worldly life. Think of the moon and how it, or any satellite, and how it rotates and maintains a perfect balance in going around the earth, or the earth, any of the planets going around the sun. There's the phenomenon of gravity. If you take a stone, if you take some object, a pen or a stone, and you tie it to a string, and you spin it around, it maintains a balance. There's two forces going on. They call them centripetal and centrifugal. Doesn't matter what they call them, but the two forces are always there. If you're spinning your stone on the end of the string, what happens when you let go of the string? The rock goes flying off in some direction. But when you're spinning it, there's two forces going on. One is the impetus to keep going in that direction if you release it, but you're holding on to it, and so it keeps it in that perfect balance. This is what we are doing. There are two forces. One is pulling us out into the world. It's very, very natural. And there's another force that is pulling us back in that says, no, no, don't just go out there, out there, out there. Remember the center. Remember the vidya. The avidya is going outward. It's the forgetting. But the remembering is remembering that all of the time, while there is a natural impetus to go outward, nothing wrong with that. There's a natural impetus to go outward. While that's true, there is also a natural impetus to come home. And we can remember this. This is the practice, in part, of maintaining constant awareness of the center of consciousness right in the middle of daily life, or sometimes called mindfulness, or we can call meditation in action. So there is an aspect of me that is consciousness that is, symbolically speaking, back here. There's an observer witnessing self, capital S, self-consciousness, Atman, Shakti, that operates out through intelligence and ego and all of our identities, our personas, our masks, and through a mind and through the indriyas, the cognitive senses and the means of expression, and then outward through a physical brain and body and out here to the world. And so that's the center of this phenomenon of the spinning rock. We move outward, but the center is still there. So we're trying to remember that constantly. At our meditation time every day, the times that we sit quietly for meditation, what is it that we're attempting to do? We're attempting to let go of all of that forgetting process of moving out there, just temporarily. So now it's time to let go of all of that forgetting, all of the effects of that avidya, forgetting, and for a little bit of time do nothing but remember, remember, remember. And then, as Patanjali says in defining yoga, then what happens when you pull that off, when you succeed? Then tata drastus svarupe vasanam, then the seer, the true self, is sitting there quietly alone, resting in its own true nature. Anyway, I was pondering this morning. I wanted to share this concept with you because it's a word pair that captures the essence of what we're doing quite nicely. And it's the simple observation of forgetting and remembering. And what we can do is remember right in the middle of life. Every day when we go out to start our day in the world with other people and activities, we don't have to forget the center of consciousness. We can do our meditation and we can do some degree of remembering that stillness, that quiet, that vidya, that knowing, that center of consciousness. We can do some degree of remembering that while at the same time we are going outward into the world. And there is always this perfect, if we allow it and train ourselves, there is always this perfect balance between what would otherwise be absolute forgetting by moving outward and the process of constant remembrance. So forgetting and remembering go together. They are vidya, or I should say it the other order, they are avidya and vidya. Avidya is forgetting our true nature, and vidya is remembering the truth of it all. So have a good day and try to live your day today, maybe, while remembering right in the middle of doing everything out there. Okay? Have a good day, whichever day it is, whether for you right now it's morning and you're starting a day like we are here, or it's the end of the day and you're coming inward to rest for a while and then be ready to go outward again. Forgetting and remembering, and they can be in perfect balance. Moving out there, but remembering the in here. Okay? And the symbol of moving out and moving in, one of the greatest symbols of that is Om. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Thank you for visiting. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful, wonderful meditation. Okay? Bye-bye.